Welcome to Oklahoma Sports Scene across the state of Oklahoma on your view, Cox Cable. Presented by Bricktown Brewery, the home of locally brewed craft beer and great food since 1992 and now celebrating Oktoberfest. And hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln along with the coaches here. Of course, J.B. Haney, our Hall of Fame coach, and Tulsa Public Schools Athletic Director Gil Cloud. And welcome wherever you're watching across the state of Oklahoma or, in fact, around the nation, around the world on OklahomaSportsScene.com. Well, guys, we've got a heck of a lineup here today. And I know it's football season, but have a newest Cowboy to introduce today.
Well, we're excited to have Mike Boynton come over today and talk about where he is in the transition from assistant coach to head coach.
And JB, he has really made a big splash in Oklahoma in a very short time.
He really has, and I can't wait to see the transition type basketball that they'll be playing. It won't be like maybe we have seen a lot at OSU.
Going to be fun. We also have the president and general manager of the Tulsa Drillers, Mike Melega, here to celebrate one of the most successful seasons the Tulsa Drillers have ever had. All kinds of records. We'll wrap the season up with Mike Melega here. And a Buckeye weekend. Guys, Becky and I went up to Columbus, Ohio last week. Had some friends of ours, hostess up there, the Crispins, Peggy and Michael. Had a fabulous time. Great tradition, great history, and what a game, huh?
What a win.
Woo,
I just win when you go to Columbus.
That's right.
That's right, you know?
Yeah, it's funny. They played 4 times, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and the visiting team has won all 4 times. And I don't know who was more surprised, JB, the OU fans or the Ohio State fans that Saturday.
Well, I think both of them maybe were surprised, but what surprised me more than anything was prior to this game, it appeared to me that Ohio State was extremely quick, extremely fast. But against Oklahoma, they weren't. Oklahoma was fast and extremely quick.
And all we heard about was they had the best defensive line in all of college football. In fact, Greg Schiano, their defensive coordinator, said it's the best defensive line I've coached. And he coached the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the NFL, which Gerald McCoy took great exception to, I might add.
Well, you know, evidently Oklahoma has the best offensive line in the United States.
Must be.
If they beat the best defense.
Wow, it was incredible. And of course, we also I'll have an interview. You guys will love this. Is a real character. All teams have characters. And Ohio State has a fan, the super fan. Anytime you watch Ohio State, any national telecast, he's on. He's called Big Nut. There's a reason for that. Have a fun interview with Big Nut.
He's called what now?
Big Nut, as in Buckeye. And he's a nut anyway, too. But and we had some gifts we exchanged, too. We'll have a lot of fun with that coming up in the show. Our hot topics, let's start it off, guys. And, of course, nothing's hotter right now than Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in football dominating the top 10 polls.
Great where they've come and to be this early in the year, but to look really, really good at this time. I think offensively, both teams can play really, really well. And I think it'll be, as they get into the season, get an injury here or there, we're going to see the depth, which makes a whole lot of difference as you make that run to the national championship. But real impressed so far.
Oklahoma was number 2 last week after beating Ohio State. Then Clemson with their big win dominating Louisville, soon to slip to 3. And Oklahoma State, though, Coach, they've jumped up to number 6 in the nation and well-deserved.
Well, I'll tell you what it's going to be when they play in the conference. It'll be for the championship. Then we can argue until then, but then the argument is over.
I don't know if we can handle this because, we may have, somebody said not 1, 2, maybe even 3 bedlams. I mean, the game November 4th over there in Stillwater, of course, Bedlam. Then everybody's projecting these are the 2 teams will play in the Big 12 championship game, just starting back again out at Jerry's World in Arlington, Texas. And then, things have to fall. But imagine if those are 2 of the 4 teams in the semifinals.
Unbelievable. And I tell you, it certainly could happen because I'm not sure that anybody will beat them except themselves.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think that's the case.
They have been so impressive, and I tell you, they just dominated that win at Pittsburgh for Oklahoma State. Mason Rudolph was named that week the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Week, and well-deserved. The 4th time that the OSU quarterback has won that. Certainly a Heisman Trophy winner. He was, guys, 23 of 32 passing, 497 yards, and they pulled him in the middle of the 3rd quarter after he just threw 5 touchdown passes. Set an all-time record, Oklahoma State, for completions without an interception that was finally stopped there. But he has just been incredible. He is a real Heisman candidate, as is certainly Baker Mayfield.
Well, I tell you what is really interesting now, because the Louisville quarterback has a really not very good football game.
That's right.
Against Clemson.
Yeah.
And everybody said he was the odds-on favorite to repeat. First repeat since Archie Manning.
Yeah.
and
Archie Griffin.
Archie
Yeah,
Griffin.
right.
And I think that's going to play out through the year, because I don't think Louisville is as good as they've been in the past.
And Coach, you like odds on this. The odds just came out, by the way, after the third weekend of the college football season. And Lamar Jackson did fall out of the #1 spot for the Heisman, whatever that means this early. And #1 now is Baker Mayfield at odds of 7-4. And Mason Rudolph has jumped up at 9-1 right now. So we have maybe the two best teams in all of college football right here in this state. What a season.
With the two best quarterbacks.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Baker Mayfield's performance in Columbus, guys. I mean, the Ohio State fans didn't. He came out the second half and was 15 of 16 football. And there's a guy with a bullhorn right behind the OU bench, just really laying out poor Baker. All the stuff about Fayetteville and all this hot dogging and stuff. And so Baker turns up the crowd, looks at the guy and goes, I'm going to go out there and put 6 on you right now. Psst, touchdown. Comes back, 6 more. Better be quiet. The guy just finally stopped talking to him. He put a show on. I'll tell you, it was incredible. So we're having some great football right now. Now let's talk about one of your favorites, guys, JB, Bill Self, well-deserved now in the Naismith Basketball National Hall of Fame.
Well, any award that Bill Self gets is not a surprise for me, because I have been close to Bill Self since he was in elementary school. I've seen him grow up, and coaching at ORU and coaching at TU, were really close to him. He did things that were just impossible. He judged players that I don't think anyone would have thought they were the type of player that he brought. Great coach and deserving every award he gets.
Native Edmond, Oklahoma, all-state guard there, went on, of course, to play basketball at Oklahoma State University, and Coach Earl Roberts at TU, at Illinois, and then, of course, what he's done at Kansas is unbelievable.
Unbelievable, and what a great gentleman to be in the game. Never any indiscretions with the NCAA. I think all those things go into the kind of class individual he was. And like JV, I saw him as a sophomore in high school play, and of course knew his daddy, who was the executive director of the Activity Association. So we've been Bill Self fans for a long time.
He's all class for sure. And of course, I also want to recognize the Tulsa Hall of Fame. They're going to have a new class coming in on the 29th of this month before the Navy game, including John Cooper coming back to honor his 1982 Tulsa team that was 10-1. Also, guys, looks like Danica Patrick has lost her ride, maybe out of NASCAR.
It's too bad.
Damn shame. She may not have been leading the pack in the races or checkered flags, but she led in every other category. I had some records of her that I had to talk about. I feel bad for her. She was, I don't know why that 6-year record, not bad. 0 wins and 180 starts. 0 for 5 in top 5 finishes. She's had 7 top 10 finishes though, but she's still smoking hot. So hope she gets a ride somewhere. Those are our roundtable discussions here. We come back next. You're going to meet the newest cowboy. That's next on Oklahoma Sportscene, presented by Bricktown Brewery. Come celebrate Oktoberfest. It's Oktoberfest time, and nobody does it better than Bricktown Brewery. In fact, it's Bricktoberfest beer. For the 4th consecutive year, Bricktown Brewery is celebrating Oktoberfest with its popular Marzen-style lager they've dubbed Bricktoberfest. Buck Warfield, our brewery president, shared with us that Bricktoberfest is a true Marzen lager beer, full-bodied lager with a dark copper color. Our guests will find it to be rich, toasty, with a clean, pleasant finish. What better way to celebrate Oktoberfest than at Bricktown Brewery?
Sammy, if you need me, I'll be at lunch.
And if you need me, I'll be in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Cooking up some hot summer deals.
Sammy, take that off. And I already came up with the deals anyway.
Right now, lease a 2017 Civic for $239 a month with 0 down. Or lease a 2017 Accord for just $299 a month with 0 down.
Did I say kitchen? I meant my office.
Oh, I know what you meant.
I need a grill.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Thoroughbreds.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Celebrate our great state at the Oklahoma Derby Festival with a hat and bow tie contest, wine tasting, and the $400,000 Oklahoma Derby, September 24th.
We're gonna rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock around the clock.
Only at Remington Park.
Welcome back to Oklahoma Sports Scene, presented by Bricktown Brewery. And of course, it's Oktoberfest time at Bricktown Brewery all through the state of Oklahoma. It was on March 24th that Oklahoma State University introduced their 20th men's head basketball coach, Mike Boynton. We want to introduce him to you now. Coach, welcome to Oklahoma Sports Scene. Welcome to the state of Oklahoma, and welcome to Oklahoma State and the Cowboys.
Thank you for having me. I'm really thrilled about this opportunity to be the head coach.
I tell you, and he's made a great impression so far, JB. We're talking about in the state of Oklahoma here.
Well, you know, everyone that I have talked to, and I talked to a lot of the coaches, and every one of them says, have you seen Coach Boynton? I said, no, I haven't yet, but I think we're going to have him on the show. And every one of them have been just so positive about everything he's been doing.
Well,
so that's good.
I appreciate that. Have a really good staff, and that's where it all starts.
Mike, what's your schedule been like since you took this job March 24th?
Wow, I don't even know where to begin. Someone told me there was an article written that I worked at some point 101 straight days. So, you know, I'm going to pay for that with my wife eventually.
Yeah, see, that's right.
But it's been a lot of fun. It's been really busy, but really, really enjoyable. The opportunity to be the head coach at a place where Mr. Ivan, Coach Sutton roam the sidelines is something that's really, really thrilling for me.
And Gil is the athletic director of Tulsa Public Schools. Of course, these head coaches spend a lot of time in this area.
They certainly do, and we're glad that Mike is with us now. And I think he'll find that there are a lot of basketball players in Oklahoma, but there's a whole lot in the city of Tulsa, and they're pretty talented. So I know we'll see you a lot back in Tulsa.
I got to read a quote from Mike Holder, the athletic director at Oklahoma State University. Here was his quote in the day he made the announcement of Mike Boynton's hiring. At the end of the day, we view coaching from the same perspective, Holder said. All of the qualities that I value resonate in him. He said one thing that really stuck with me, that coaching is about leadership and family. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I know I'm proud to have him as the leader of our basketball program, and think that once people get to know him, they'll feel the same way. Pretty nice words from the coach.
It is. You know, obviously all of this happened kind of by surprise to a lot of people. You know, no one expected Brad to leave when he did and the way he did. But the opportunity was there, and I got a chance to really sit down and get to know Coach Holder over a few days. And we really did connect on a lot of things philosophically in terms of what we want for the program and how we want it to happen. So it was good to know that I'm starting off with a boss who thinks things the way I do, who understands the opportunity that's presented to us, and is totally behind me and the program in terms of the support that we're going to get.
Well, you must have done a heck of a sales job. It'd be fair. People, I think you have to say, were a little bit surprised.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
you were surprised.
I don't know if I was surprised that I got it, more so the timing of everything.
Right.
You know, just like everyone else, on that Friday, we're playing an NCAA tournament. It's the last thing on my mind is whether I'm going to be the head coach at Oklahoma State or not. And then the next day when I hear Brad's leaving, I'm thinking, well, I guess I'm going to be moving again, and twice in 12 months or so, and go talk to my wife. And then, you know, as things unfolded over the next week and I saw an opportunity, I felt like I was prepared for the moment. Felt like I could have done a good job in the interview. And, you know, when I got the opportunity to speak to those people, I felt like I did a good job of representing my philosophies.
You know, Mike, the thing that comes to mind, and a lot of my friends in the athletic business talk about this, coming into Oklahoma State University, transition basketball. Are you going to have transition basketball?
Absolutely. First thing we're going to do is have hardcore defense.
Have to at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you know, I've talked about this before. The best teams in the history of our program have all been really good defensive teams.
That's true.
We've had the Defensive Player of the Year as many times as any other program. Tony Allen, Marcus Smart, Byron Houston, you know, a guy like what's the big guy, Ivan McFarland, who's from Texas.
Right.
He was kind of upset that he didn't get it, but two of his teammates got it while he was here. So that's kind of been the staple of this program and will continue to be. But offensively, we'll continue to run and gun a little bit.
Give us the personal background. Born in Brooklyn, New York, ended up in South Carolina. Tell about your journey.
So I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, had 4 sisters, no brothers, so I left the house to play basketball.
Yeah, that's right.
Found some friends, found a game I love, and the rest is history. Went on and had an opportunity to have a good high school career and was recruited to play at the University of South Carolina. I was a good player. I wasn't great, but was always a leader. Was a guy, even when I wasn't playing a lot, was someone who thought the game from a coaching perspective, and got into coaching as soon as I was done in 2004. So this will be my 14th year coaching college basketball. And sure, for some people, like, no way, you're not old enough to have coached 14 years.
Oh my gosh.
But literally, since the day I finished, I've been coaching. So it's been an incredible journey. I've had great mentors, worked with really good staffs, and obviously you have the most success when you have really good players. And that's
how do you feel about your transition now coming in the big head coach in the Big 12? The Big 12 basketball has been really, really good. over the last 10 years or so. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's the most competitive conference in America from a numbers standpoint. Had the most close games decided by 3 points or less. And so it's a great challenge. We've got several Hall of Fame coaches in our league. One that's most recent is Coach Self, who spent some time right here in Tulsa. So I have great respect for all those guys, but I know our program has high expectations. And so my staff and I will work to meet those expectations and hopefully exceed them. We want to compete for national championships. We want to first win those battles in the recruiting area, which is a big deal. You got to have talent to do so. And then you got to have a system that you believe in, and you get your kids to believe in that. And over time, that'll show itself to be enough for us.
So what did the Oklahoma State Cowboy basketball team look like in 2017-18? We'll find out from the coach when we come back on our Oklahoma Sports Scene show, brought to you by Bricktown Brewery. Be right back with the coach.
We were trying to think of an impressive commercial to introduce new premium peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue. Science fiction is popular.
People of Earth, we bring you an out-of-this-world taste sensation, delicious new peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue.
But that didn't really work, so we'll just say this. Introducing premium peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue. The most tender cut of pork, slow smoked on site every day for a rich bacony kind of flavor. Only at Billy Sims Barbecue.
At Rogers State University, we keep things personal.
It all starts here.
We make sure our graduates get the most out of their education.
RSU has campuses in Claremore, Bartlesville, and Pryor, with on-campus housing and a wide variety of programs to suit your needs.
It all starts here.
Rogers State University.
Hi, welcome to Journey Fitness.
Journey Fitness is your locally owned gym located in Bixby. Enjoy 24/7 access to a clean, friendly, staffed facility. Journey Fitness has limited memberships available to ensure waiting to use equipment is a thing of the past. Our trainers are second to none, no matter your goals.
My journey is 24/7.
My journey is driven.
No matter your journey, fitness is ours. Come join us.
And we want to welcome Journey Fitness to our Oklahoma Sports Scene family of sponsors and remind you, just mention Oklahoma Sports Scene, you'll get a free 7-day, free 1-week trial there at that outstanding gym, 109th and Memorial. It's where I work out. Yeah, that's not pretty much to say, but anyway, it's a zero membership charge to start with. They'll treat you right, so and just take it easy with those people working. Coach Boynton, well, again, welcome back, our head basketball coach, Oklahoma State University, joining us here on the Sports Scene. Coach, let's look back a bit there. Heck of a team season last year, getting the NCAA tournament. That's kind of the benchmark for every basketball team.
Certainly. We came into the year trying to reinvigorate the fan base. There have been a few down years there at the end of Coach Ford's era. And it was just time for a fresh voice. And
Right.
Brad brought that, and our staff brought some great energy to some really talented players, led by Juwan Evans, who's now a member of the LA Clippers, and great shooter in Phil Forte, and another leader we had in Leighton Hammond. So it was a really good team to coach. It was a lot of fun.
How about what are you going to do to keep that momentum going with your fan base and the students?
Well, the first thing I want everybody to understand is outside of Juwan, everyone who was able to return came back. And those guys had a lot of success last year, relatively speaking. A lot of those guys were young guys. We had 4 freshmen who played double-digit minutes for us. So, the foundation is there. We're going to continue to add in recruiting. We're going to continue to build on our defensive foundation. But the sky's the limit for this program, and we're heading in the right direction.
Good.
When you take a look at what's going on, moving around the state of Oklahoma, which you have done, what has been the impression that you've gotten from those people and the support of the Cowboys?
That they care. It really matters. I'd say 9 out of every 10 persons who show up at our arena are graduates of Oklahoma State University. And those people have great pride in that school and the time that they spent there. And they want to see the program have success. And so I embrace those expectations, and I look forward to putting our guys in position to have success on the court.
Now, what will a Mike Boynton coach basketball team look like on the court for the fans?
Well, they'll probably resemble me. I was a guy who wasn't overly talented, but worked really hard. Never took for granted that my ability would get me by. I was a really, really tough, hard-nosed guy, defensive first, but really good in transition. A guy who liked to score the ball, liked to shoot threes. So we'll be that. We'll be a hard-nosed, hard-head, lunch pail type defensive team, but a team who can show some flash on the offensive end as well.
Fantastic. What do you think how's the league going to be this year?
League's going to be really good. As always, Oklahoma and Texas both had down years for their standards last year. They'll both be much better, had great recruiting classes. Kansas, as always, will be really talented. And then everybody else in the league will be fighting to try to knock them off for the first time in 14 years. So it'll be really competitive, and a lot of really close games is what I expect.
Who do you open with?
In Big 12 play or the season? The season we open up on November 10th against Pepperdine in Stillwater.
So for the fourth straight season, by the way, all 18 of Oklahoma State's Big 12 Conference basketball games will be aired nationwide on either CBS or all the ESPN family of networks. Coach, a lot of great exposure for the Cowboys. And that ESPN2 will also air the Big 12 SEC Challenge, which will be kind of fun. I see the Cowboys right across the way in Arkansas.
Yeah, it's a great event. One that's continued to grow over the last few years between the two conferences, and it's a great point of pride for the two leagues. The coaches really get a kick out of trying to kick each other's tails. And we did our part last year and beat that same Arkansas team, so they'll be looking for revenge when we go up to Fayetteville this season.
Mike, when you take a look, I know you can't talk specifically about some things now, but overall, have you been accepted, you feel, by the players that are coming back? What I've read is they love you.
Yeah, that's probably been the smoothest part of the transition for me, quite honestly, is because I've already had genuine relationships that have been established for at least a year, some of them multiple years. A kid like Brandon Averett I've known since he was a junior in high school. We recruited and signed him at Stephen F. Austin before we even came here. We recruited Thomas Azagua and Lindy Waters as well. Had a relationship with Cam McGriff. So a lot of those guys I've already known for a really long time, so look forward to working with them in a different capacity now.
By the way, look at the schedule, Coach. The Bedlam matchups. Cowboys will go to Norman to play January 3rd. Then the Sooners come up to Gallagher-Iba on January 20th. In the second straight year, the Cowboys will open Big 12 play at home against West Virginia. Bob Huggins is tough.
Very tough, and he brings a team they're going to put their hands on your chest and see if your heart's beating that day.
That's for sure.
One thing I really appreciate, Coach, is you reached out to Eddie Sutton. One of the first visits you made to Tulsa, you went to Coach Sutton's home.
Yeah, no, it's really important. This program was founded on the principles that he and Coach Iba instilled in it. And I just hope that those guys will embrace me and allow me to try to be half the coach that they were. And if I can do that, then I've done a great job.
How can Eddie Sutton not be in that Naismith National Basketball Hall of Fame?
I wish I could explain it. It's actually inexplicable, to be honest.
It's just ridiculous.
One of certainly the best coaches in the history of college basketball, if not the game overall.
Well, you Cowboy fans, tickets on sale right now. They start for less than $14 a game, so check it out, and you can give a call 877-ALL-4-OSU for more information. Sell some tickets for you here, Coach.
Thank you.
I tell you, you're going to enjoy these Cowboys. You're going to enjoy and be very proud of this new head basketball coach. You must be the youngest in the league, are you, Mike?
Yes, I am. Not the youngest in the country. I think there's one guy.
How old are you?
Younger. I'm 35.
Oh, God. 35.
I remember 35.
35. Wow, 35, oh man. Well, I tell you, he's earned it, a lot of experience, and his players love him, the fans love him, and so far you're undefeated, Coach.
Absolutely.
Mike Boynton, head basketball coach, Oklahoma State University. We're proud to have him with us on Oklahoma Sports Scene. Back with much more on our Bricktown Brewery presentation. Right back. Bricktown Brewery invites you to come on in and enjoy some of their twisted comfort foods. That's right, comfort foods you may remember from your childhood, from the past, but with a Bricktown twist. How about these items? Jalapeno Spam Fries. That's right, fried jalapeno Spam sticks. How about Hot Link Corn Dog? Schwab's Hot Link Corn Dog served with bread and butter, pickle slaw, and Cycles mustard. Or an extreme bacon tomato grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. How about Boom Boom Shrimp Mac and Cheese? Get it at Bricktown Brewery.
Oklahoma State, Mason Rudolph.
Celebrate your home today at Bowen's Discount Carpet for our Shop and Compare sale. Take advantage of our guaranteed lowest prices you can find. Great deals on new Shaw floors and a huge variety of brands and colors that you will have to see to believe. Let Shaw Floors spice up your space, along with 36 years of experience, and the beauty of your floors will shine. Come out to Bowen's, where we refuse to be undersold.
Back on Bricktown Brewery's Oklahoma sports scene, seen statewide on Your View and Cox Cable, across the state of Oklahoma and around the country, around the world on oksportscene.com. Just before Coach Mike Boynton, the new Oklahoma State head basketball coach, left, we presented him with, of course, as all our guests get, is a complimentary card to Bricktown Brewery to take his lovely wife and enjoy dinner or lunch on us. He'll enjoy it at Bricktown Brewery, be sure of that. Guys, you've all traveled the country, had a chance to experience a lot of different college campuses, and nothing like a college campus on a football weekend.
I tell you, the tailgate, the excitement downtown around the campus, it is one of the best things that I think every year I look forward to the fall and see all of those kids and all of those alum come back,
right,
and they want to be a part of something great.
You know, it's big in high schools now too, homecoming and stuff, JV.
Oh, they do. I mean, it's something that I think has just really created a lot of interest. But most of it comes from what you were talking about, like at OU or OSU on
right,
homecoming. My goodness, it's going on for block after block after block, and having a great time.
And for days.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Days and days.
You, of course, on the Kansas State staff. Any special traditions at Kansas State, except for Aggieville, of course?
Well, Aggieville was fantastic, and
yeah,
I can remember the year that David James was playing quarterback for the Jayhawks.
Jayhawks, that's right.
And we beat them 15-14.
Oh, wow.
And they tore the goalpost down and took them down to Aggieville and marched them all the way through Aggieville.
Oh, wow.
You know, what a great experience. Yeah. Of course, it was another $5,000 for the athletic department. but you know, the kids, they would get into the stadium. That was back in the day, was the Big 8, and there was one time everybody played at 1:30.
Yeah.
On Saturday afternoon.
I love that. That's right.
That was the deal. Everybody played it. So we'd open the stadium at 11 o'clock, and the student section would be packed by noon.
Wow.
I mean, an hour and a half before game time, and I mean, it was raucous, and they were ready to roll by the time that team got in there. I can tell you what, one other funny thing that happened, we were playing Colorado, and the students were chanting about the buffalo. And somehow or another, when the guys came down the chute, the buffalo got loose and came to Shue Stadium. It
wow.
was just running. And I think after that, they said no live animals running on the field after that.
Well, September 8th and 9th, Becky and I had a chance to head up to Columbus, Ohio for that big Oklahoma-Ohio State game. Guests of great friends of ours, Peggy and Michael Chrisman from Wauseon, Ohio. They were our guests when they came down here and slapped the Sooners around a year before. And then we went up there and exchanged pleasantries with them and had a great time up there. Great campus, great tradition, you can imagine. 59,000 students on campus, Coach. And we went to the Woody Hayes Center, where they showed off their national championship trophies, their Heisman trophies. Went to the Grove, where they have trees planted for each. First team All-American gets a tree planted in the Grove, they call it. But the highlight for me was to have a chance to meet in person and talk to the Big Nut. He's Ohio State super fan, and you got to meet him. There's no more famous Ohio State sports fan than this man. This is the Big Nut. Famous Buckeye fan. You've seen him on national TV. Anytime Ohio State plays, this guy's there. Big Nut, great to be with you in Ohio here. How long has this been going on?
I'll tell you what, Chris, this has been going on for a long time. As you can see, the traditions and just the excitement in Columbus, Ohio, in college Ohio State football style is amazing. It's been going on for me locally since 1976 when my grandfather brought me to my first game, and it was the game of all games. And we actually sat right up here watching our team, play that team up north. And it wasn't a great day, but I remember the electricity, the excitement in the air that day, and it's stayed inside me ever since.
How many Buckeye games will you make a season?
All of them. Really? I mean, as long as the Buckeyes are out there in that field playing, I want to be here to support the team, just like a lot of people in the Buckeye Nation.
And how did you come up with the Big Nut makeup and gear?
Well, it was kind of a best dressed thing. Back in 1995, locally, it was over a basket of cookies. And then we started doing the face paint because due to the best dress competition, it was based on how they looked. And I was up against all these little old ladies wearing the fancy stitch cardigan sweaters and stitch pants and all of it, you know, and I had to do something different. And then on the Buckeye Trail, our first game was out in Tempe in 2002 for the national championship game. And we did it the day before for the pep rally, well received, and we did it for the championship game. And I was blessed and honored that I was shown on the championship DVD, and we've been doing it ever since. But, you know, Chris, the meat and potatoes behind the Big Nut now is our scholarship program.
I heard about that. That's great. You're really contributing back to the university you've been so supportive of.
Yes, because you know, education is a priceless thing in today's society, and if there's any way we can help these students out for college, we're all for it, because as we know, tuition is not getting any cheaper.
Well, Big Nut, we know we'll never turn you to an Oklahoma fan, but I had to bring this to you from Oklahoma. Hold this up, Big Nut.
Okay.
Big Nut is now officially an Oklahoma Sooner. Boomer. Sooner.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Boomer.
Scarlet Gray.
O-H.
I-O.
There you go. Thank you, Big Nut.
Hey, thank you, Little Nut. Listen, it's a joy and a pleasure to have you here in the Horseshoe on game day, because when we were in Norman last year, the Oklahoma fans were nothing but first class. They treated us great, welcomed us with open arms, and of course, most importantly, we won that game.
And I hope you'll be as kind to us as we were you last year in Norman.
Well, hang on, Chris. I got one thing for you.
Okay, what? The Big Nut, he's famous.
We here in Ohio make these with some of the finest nuts in all the land. These are 8 Buckeyes. You know why?
8 national championships, 7 Heisman trophies, 6 Heisman Trophy winners.
That is correct, and it's sooner to be 9.
Oklahoma's got 7 national championships. We need to catch up with you.
Okay, and you know why it says Big Nut?
Well, you are the man.
No, because in the Buckeye Nation, we're all a Big Nut about Ohio State. So
understandable.
Would you accept this on my behalf?
Put it on me. I love it.
Now, go in peace, serve the Buckeyes. Thanks be to Brutus. O-H.
Boomer.
Sooner.
I-O. It's Oktoberfest time, and nobody does it better than Bricktown Brewery. In fact, it's Bricktoberfest beer. For the 4th consecutive year, Bricktown Brewery is celebrating Oktoberfest with its popular Marzen-style lager they've dubbed Bricktoberfest. Buck Warfield, our brewery president, shared with us that Bricktoberfest is a true Marzen lager beer, full-bodied lager with a dark copper color. Our guests will find it to be rich, toasty, with a clean, pleasant finish. What better way to celebrate Oktoberfest than at Bricktown Brewery?
D'Angelo Brewer, Central High School, Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's cool to think about the fact that I grew up in this city. I was born here, I've played football here my whole life, and my family is here. I grew up in the shadows of the stadium, and now I play in front of the city of Tulsa every Saturday. I don't think people outside of this city truly appreciate Tulsa. It's like we're hidden here in Oklahoma. That's why I love playing here. I'm playing for Tulsa, and I'm putting our city on the map.
Bricktown Brewery, where they're celebrating Oktoberfest, also celebrating with us Oklahoma Sportscene. Welcome back, wherever you're watching across the state of Oklahoma or across the nation, around the world. Glad to have you with us, and we're very happy to welcome the president, the general manager of the Tulsa Drillers after a big, successful season, Mike Melega. Mike, glad to have you with us here.
Happy to be here, Chris.
I tell you, it didn't finish, of course, the way we wanted to, but my gosh, we set a bunch of records, had some great baseball here, Remember, for a long time, this team in this season.
No question. I've been doing it for, this is my 24th season with the Drillers, and this was probably the most exciting final 6 or 7 weeks that we've ever had. I mean, we were breaking records left and right. We were in a pennant race the whole way. We clinched it at home on the last weekend, and just won every day. It seemed like we were setting some sort of a mark for our 42-year history.
And everything that I read, Mike, your new manager, the manager you put in the middle of the year when the other one went to the college level, that he made contacts with those players like hadn't been made.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it really was. I mean, we kind of lumbered our way through the first half. We didn't come close to really making the playoffs. Second half, we're basically a 500 team, and we have a managerial change in the middle of the season. Scott Hennessy joins the Drillers middle of July, excuse me, and goes nuts. He wins his first 15 straight home games, sets the all-time Tulsa professional baseball record. And you're right, his relationships with the players, the chemistry in the clubhouse was as good as it's been in all my years.
Mike, was your roster more stable? You didn't have a lot of movement up and down?
No, you always have the movement. I mean, we do have the movement. I mean, you're there to develop players for the LA Dodgers to win games at the big league level, and so we accept that. We're down for roster movement. We've got 3 guys in the big leagues right now with the Dodgers that started the season with us, so that's always exciting for our fans. But around the 1st of August, we got our last influx. They sent us 3 pitchers. Dennis Santana, who pitched the winning Game 5 in the first round of the playoffs to get us into the championship through an absolute gem, 7 innings, 12 strikeouts. We got a kid named Mitchell White, and we got another kid named Yadier Alvarez, is the 2nd or 3rd best prospect in the organization. And we got a Cuban right fielder named Yusnel Diaz. When those 4 guys joined us, the roster kind of locked in, and we kind of built the team from there, and it was an amazing August.
That's what it seemed like. It seemed like there was some continuity when you made the run at the end.
Absolutely. There's no question. The Dodgers shored up our defense. And then they sent us some pitching, and then we were really kind of locked and loaded for a great run, and we were fighting with the Springfield Cardinals. The Cardinals affiliate, they're always good, and we fought them tooth and nail all the way to the last weekend of the season until we finally beat them out.
Who are some of the guys we followed this season, Mike, that you think we could maybe see with the Dodgers or in the big leagues?
Well, for sure, some of those guys that I just mentioned. The Dodgers
and the player of the year here in the Texas League.
The player of the year, Matt Beatty. It's our first time that we've had a batting champion for the Tulsa Drillers in 41 years. So that was an incredible accomplishment. He won the Texas League Player of the Year. He'll go up to AAA next year, no question. So we really love the time we had with him. But those pitchers, all 3 of those pitchers, I think have a good shot to get to the big leagues. In the field, we also have that right fielder, Diaz. He's only 20 years old, and he showed a lot of promise. But the good news is these guys joined a team late. They're young. I think they're all going to come back and start. So I think we're going to be real good in the first half next season, too, which is a good thing for fans.
And then, of course, we hit the Midland Rockhounds, 3-time defending champions. You go to Midland, we win 5-3, we win 5-4. We come back, 3 games at One Oak Field, ready to clinch this thing. Incredible ball games. 2-0. We were there. Beck and I were there Friday night. 6-3 on Saturday, and then Sunday we had the rain delay, and then 1 lousy unearned run in the first inning. That was it.
The first batter of the game. A throwing error, I think. It might have slipped on the wet turf. I don't know. He could have had him out at first base. He throws it away. The guy takes two bases, and he scores on a cheap little ground out. And there you go. That's the ball game, 1-0. So that's the way baseball goes. But that Midland team, an incredible accomplishment. 4 consecutive Texas League championships.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody had won more than 2 in a row since the middle of the '60s. They got that mojo, and we just didn't have it this weekend.
Now, President and General Manager Mike Melega, but is this true? You started as an intern in food and beverage?
Oh, yeah. 94. Yep, I was pushing kegs around.
I remember that.
Absolutely. I was wrapping hot dogs, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, that was my first foray into Tulsa Drillers baseball.
And I can't let you go without a second hat he wears now, President and General Manager of our Tulsa Roughnecks, as soccer has come back to Tulsa. They're headed for the playoffs.
Well, we're on the run. We got 5 games left, 4 home games, and it's going to be a heck of a run. It's going to be a heck of a run. So we have a chance to have 2 playoff teams at One Oak Field this year, which would certainly delight me and our staff.
And we have a presentation, right?
I'll tell you what, Mike, since Chris always forgets to do this, Bricktown Brewery is our title sponsor. They do a great job, have great food, and we would love for you to have this $25 gift certificate to go to Bricktown Brewery.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll take the family there. We love Bricktown. We love Bricktown Brewery down on 71st Street.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mike Melega, the president general manager, not only the Tulsa Does, but also our Tulsa Roughnecks. In fact, we'll have your manager here with us on the next show, right?
He's looking forward to it and talk a little bit about our exciting team that we have on the pitch this year.
Great. Again, Mike, thanks again. I know it didn't end quite the way we wanted to, but still a heck of a season we'll remember for a long time.
We will. Thank
Mike
you, Chris.
Melega, the Tulsa Does and the Tulsa Roughnecks. Back with more in a moment.
Sammy, if you need me, I'll be at lunch.
And if you need me, I'll be in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Cooking up some hot summer deals.
Sammy, take that off. And I already came up with the deals anyway.
Right now, lease a 2017 Civic for $239 a month with 0 down. Or lease a 2017 Accord for just $299 a month with 0 down.
Did I say kitchen? I meant my office.
Oh, I know what you meant.
I need a grill.
We were trying to think of an impressive commercial to introduce new premium peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue. Science fiction is popular.
People of Earth, we bring you an out-of-this-world taste sensation, delicious new peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue.
But that didn't really work, so we'll just say this. Introducing premium peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue. The most tender cut of pork, slow smoked on site every day for a rich bacony kind of flavor. Only at Billy Sims Barbecue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back the Thoroughbreds.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Celebrate our great state at the Oklahoma Derby Festival with a hat and bow tie contest, wine tasting, and the $400,000 Oklahoma Derby, September 24th.
We're gonna rock till broad daylight. Gonna rock around the clock.
Only at Remington Park.
Back on our Bricktown Brewery, Oklahoma sports scene, and getting ready for the Oklahoma Derby coming up on Sunday. It's Remington Park's showcase race, $400,000 thoroughbred race. Of course, a big part of the complex there of Remington Park, and as you know, Coach, a casino there too.
Casino there. I tell you, I love horse racing. Growing up in Louisville, we lived 1 mile from Churchill Downs. I went to 2 Kentucky Derbies, and I was too young to really realize what it was. 10, 11 years old, but. Remington Park's a great location and have good horses.
Coach, you've enjoyed it too there.
Oh, yes. And it seems to me like every time I've been to Remington Park that the horses that they have there are true race horses. Sometimes, you know, you go to a track and you wonder, hey, those aren't race horses, but they have good races at Remington. And, of course, the casino and the restaurant, wow. And there's plenty of parking.
I was there for the opener in 1988, covered a lot of races there for ESPN through the years. 1989, one I always remembered with Clever Trevor winning the big Remington Park Derby, as it was called then. But of course, the preview now is on the Oklahoma Derby. And let's go to Remington Park track announcer in Oklahoma City, our friend Dale Day for the preview.
Oklahoma Derby Day, Remington Park's richest day of the 2017 season, is ready to go on Sunday, September 24th. 10 stakes races in total, $1.4 million in purses, led by the Grade 3 $400,000 Oklahoma Derby. Multiple graded winners expected to compete this year, including Grade 1 winner Gervin. Winner of the $1 million Louisiana Derby at Fairgrounds in April, Gervin finished 13th in the Kentucky Derby. Trained by Joe Sharp, Gervin won the Grade 1 $1 million Haskell Invitational in late July at Monmouth Park.
Practical Joke and Gervin are both coming. Gervin on the outside. Here comes Gervin, and Gervin gets up.
Battle of Midway is expected in for Hall of Fame trainer Jerry Hollendorfer, who will attempt to win his second Oklahoma Derby. Battle of Midway was third this year in the Kentucky Derby as a long shot, and then won the Grade 3 Affirmed Stakes at Santa Anita in June. Car racing legend A.J. Foyt owns Colonel's Dark Temper, who won the Grade 3 $750,000 West Virginia Derby in early August at Mountaineer Park.
The third, it's Colonel's Dark Temper in front for A.J. Foyt. Game over, trying hard, but it's still going to be Colonel's Dark Temper.
An in-the-money finisher in his last 5 races, Colonel's Dark Temper is trained by Jinx Fires. The Oklahoma Derby Day undercard is loaded with talent. 2-time Remington Park champion sprinter Ivan Fallen-Avalot is back and had a successful prep race here to get set for the David Vance Sprint Stakes. Ivan Fallen-Avalot, a paid workout tonight, under wraps to win it by 6 lengths. Trainer Tom Howard was pleased with the effort and believes Ivan is ready to go.
Once he hits that stride that he gets in, he's hard to outrun, and I felt comfortable when they turned the corner. he was in control.
Texas Chrome. He gave his connections quite a run last year in winning the Grade 3 Oklahoma Derby. These two, Texas Chrome, he's all heart, and he wins the Oklahoma Derby by a half length. The big effort was a crowning moment for owner Danny Keene, who enjoyed the thrill of Texas Chrome and jockey C.J. McMahon gutting out a huge win.
I mean, it was a good feeling when he was coming up. I thought, ain't no way he can get through that rail, but he did. And had them ears pinned, but he just seemed to pin them a little more. I thought he was going to bite the other horse. And here you go, just barrel right on through there.
Since his Oklahoma Derby score, Texas Chrome has faced strong quality, running in 6 straight graded races, including the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile at Santa Anita and the Grade 1 Stephen Foster Handicap at Churchill Downs. Competition has been tough, with no wins in the graded events, but there were 3 second-place finishes for his efforts. Now trained by Alan Milligan, Texas Chrome found the winner's circle and the $1 million mark in earnings when he won the Assault Stakes for Texas Breds at Lone Star Park in July.
Texas size battle coming to the final 16. Super Mason or Texas Chrome. Texas Chrome getting up here. He's a millionaire. Texas Chrome takes it from Super Mason.
Texas Chrome has now returned to Remington Park to prepare for the Governor's Cup on the undercard of Oklahoma Derby Day 2017.
He loves this facility, this racetrack. He loves everything. First day he went over the racetrack, you could just tell a difference. He loves it here.
He seems to really like his track. So, you know, of course, the only time he ever run on it was Oklahoma Derby. But he trains on it good and he seems to like it. So hopefully he'll take right to it.
Texas Chrome will attempt to become the 5th Oklahoma Derby winner to also win the Governor's Cup at Remington Park. Keene is confident in his stable star as he continues to become a quality older horse.
Oh yeah, he's really filling out and really maturing. I mean, when I look at his pictures from a 2-year-old to a 3-year-old, I mean, I didn't think he progressed that much as a 3-year-old over a 2-year-old. But now, going from a 4, from the 2 or 3, he has really filled out and really matured and really made a nice horse.
Oklahoma Derby Day at Remington Park, Sunday, September 24th, first race 3 p.m. I'm Dale Day in Oklahoma City, now back to Sports Scene.
Thank you, Dale. Have a great Oklahoma Derby coming up Sunday on the 24th of September. And, of course, Remington Park racing live Wednesday through Saturday, post time 7 p.m. at Remington Park, where they also have a Bricktown Brewery. And we have, of course, Greater Tulsa reporter. And Coach Haney, tell us about him.
Well, you know, the Greater Tulsa Reporter that Forrest Cameron puts out, I think is one of the best newspapers that we can find in metropolitan Tulsa, and he has 6 of these. The one you're looking at right now is from Jinx, and the reason I showed you this is because inside a great article on Alan Trimble and the fact that they have named the stadium after him. And as you know, Alan Trimble's the head coach at Jinx High School in football, having some problems, but a great man, and just encourage you, pick up a GTR when you are in the vicinities where they have them, and you'll enjoy them.
All right, guys, back to discuss time. And that was interesting. Lincoln Riley in his Monday presser at the University of Oklahoma, somebody asked him, how do you prepare for an 0-3 Baylor team? He says, they're not 0-3. They're 0-0. It's conference play now. Now I get serious, Coach. Non-conference is over. And, of course, we're ready for district play in high school as well. But we're ready for some Big 12 action now, finally.
I tell you, finally, and they get into where the games really do count. Yeah. They all count now because of the strength of schedule and everything with the BCS. But I think it's really, really important how you do in your conference. That makes a lot of points with the committee, and you can't stumble early. And if you do, you're fighting all the way back, trying to get back to that one level to get up there.
And Saturday, September 23rd, the big game, of course, without a doubt, TCU at Oklahoma State, 2:30 on ABC and ESPN. OU Baylor is at 5:30 FS1. New Mexico, Tulsa, 12:30 kickoff. Coach Haney talked to these fans again. They had the lowest turnout for a home game since 1984 in their home opener. That was ridiculous.
You know, it really was ridiculous, and simply that when you watch University of Tulsa play, their coaching staff does an outstanding job. They are fun to watch. Now, maybe the defense wasn't as good as it should have been last week, but I guarantee you it will be this week, and I'd like to encourage all of our fans to get out there and support the Golden Hurricane. They need your help, and I'll tell you what, you'll feel better as a result of it.
Razorbacks play Texas A&M down at Jerry's World AT&T Stadium, and that's after a bad loss at home to TCU. And again, the Roughnecks soccer team is playing Saturday night here in Tulsa, One Oak Field at 7 p.m. We mentioned the Remington Derbies on September 24th, the richest horse race in Oklahoma. And then September 27th, Coach, 30 for 30, a real great series that ESPN Networks put together. It's on ESPN2, 7 p.m. It's called Tommy. And a real star-crossed boxing star of ours, Tommy Morrison.
And a local from Northeast Oklahoma and grew up and so on. And I think it tells a story about a young man who worked really, really hard to get to a certain level and then became ill and passed away.
He was at one time, of course, heavyweight champion of the world, beat George Foreman for that, not George Foreman, was it George Foreman the title? I think it might have been George Foreman. He beat for the title, though. But Tommy Morrison, though, is one of our Oklahoma sports figures, and this is really interesting, well done on ESPN2, 7 o'clock, September 27th. It's called Tommy. Mentioned September 29th, that is the Tulsa Hall of Fame induction. We talked about that. Roughnecks have another home game on the 30th with San Antonio, and Tulsa has a big game with Navy on the 30th.
Well, how big can it come for us? Then, like when you play Navy or if they played Army, and that's something that, again, fans should just get out and support the Golden Hurricane.
Talk high school football now. Is the district play ready to go?
Well, district play ready to go, and I tell you what, we've got some really good matchups in 6A1. Mustang number 5 playing at Owasso number 2. Mustangs 2-1. Owasso's 3-0. And also in 6A2, Choctaw 3-0 and Putnam City 3-0. 2 undefeated teams. 5A has got Skiatook will be at Tahlequah, and Tahlequah is a surprise 3-0. We've got Cassia Hall, which is a surprise 1-2, playing at Wagner, which is always a big game. Wagner ranked number 2 in 4A. Bristow at Kellyville. Bristow 1-1, number 10. Kellyville undefeated and not ranked. Wow. Very interesting. And then Stroud 2-2 at number 1 Millwood. Millwood seems to be really good. And locally, Joyce Christian at Owasso 3-0 playing at Barnsdall 4-0. So we still have a lot of undefeated teams.
Take a look at our year review of Cox High School football, our Ford game of the week. Thursday, September 21st, it's Union against Edmond North. That's at Edmond Santa Fe. And Friday, September 22nd, Bixby at Westmore. And the telecast crew on September 29th will be for the big game of the state, Owasso at Union. That's September 29th. Year review of the Cox Ford game of the week. Our parting shots straight ahead. Bricktown Brewery invites you to come on in and enjoy some of their twisted comfort foods. That's right, comfort foods you may remember from your childhood, from the past, but with a Bricktown twist. How about these items? Jalapeno Spam Fries. That's right, fried jalapeno Spam sticks. How about Hot Link Corn Dog? Schwab's Hot Link Corn Dog served with bread and butter, pickle slaw, and Cycles mustard. Or an extreme bacon tomato grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup. How about Boom Boom Shrimp Mac and Cheese? Get it at Bricktown Brewery.
Sammy, if you need me, I'll be at lunch.
And if you need me, I'll be in the kitchen.
In the kitchen?
Cooking up some hot summer deals.
Sammy, take that off. And I already came up with the deals anyway.
Right now, lease a 2017 Civic for $239 a month with 0 down. Or lease a 2017 Accord for just $299 a month with 0 down.
Did I say kitchen? I meant my office.
Oh, I know what you meant.
I need a grill.
Chase is forcing a turnover in front of Chance, back in, and they score!
We're back on Oklahoma Sports Scene, presented by Bricktown Brewery, where you can get in there and celebrate Oktoberfest. Right now, it's time for our parting shots. And taking the first shot, Coach Gil Cloud.
Really pleased about the Hale Rangers. It was 2012 when they won their last high school football game. And last Friday night at Northwest Classen in Oklahoma City, the Hale Rangers prevailed 14-12. Coach Munden, who is brand new this year, the athletics director Shane Kime, who is new this year, and our second-year principal out there, all called me from Oklahoma City as I was attending another game here in Tulsa. They were excited, the players were excited, and to stay at the level that they had to stay at, to be able to win that football game after all the adversity they've gone through, I think it serves well for that coach, that team, and that school. I'm excited about the leadership of our principal. I'm excited about the leadership of Sean Kane, and I'm also very excited about Bruce Munden and what he brings to the table. So congratulations, Hale Rangers, and let's go on to next week when you play Claremore.
Well done, Rangers. JB?
Well, what I want to talk to you just a moment about is the way people are celebrating players after a game. And I don't know, I was kind of brought up with the fact that if you win a state championship, you really can celebrate. But until you get to that point, you shouldn't be. But you look at basketball and you look at football, and my goodness, when they can make a tackle and then they'll celebrate, run around for 20 yards there, beating on their chest because they made a tackle. And the same thing in basketball. You get a dunk or they get a steal and a basket real quick, they'll run 3 rows up and want people to cheer for them. I don't know. Just think about it. I'm not saying that it should be eliminated, but just think about it. Should we continue doing it?
Well, my parting shot today is kind of a sad personal note for me. The death on September 16th of Helen Chenery, better known as Penny to the racing world. She was the owner of the incredible Secretariat, the racehorse which every racehorse since has been measured against. The one, as you remember, who swept the Triple Crown in 1973, won the Belmont Stakes by that record, 31 lengths. Had a lot of time to spend with Penny Chenery through the years. We did several interviews, of course, through ESPN. She and I worked on a documentary called The Life and Times of Secretariat. She was first class. Penny Chenery truly was the queen of the sport of kings. She'll be missed. Penny was 95 years old. Guys, I have a presentation for you guys from the state of Ohio. You each get your own Buckeye. There you go, Coach. Not a Bricktown gift card, but still not bad.
It's a Buckeye.
Coming up, our next show on October 4th, NBA Thunder Up. We're going to have in the studio here with us Brian Davis, the television voice of the Oklahoma City Thunder, to preview their season. They're playing an exhibition game here in Tulsa, October 3rd, against the Houston Rockets. And we'll have soccer talk. Roughnecks playoff bound. Our studio guest will be their football club manager. We'll have here David Varel and talking about Roughnecks soccer. And guys, we're really excited about future guests have already signed up here for our Oklahoma Sports Scene show, including on October 18th. Cowboy fans, make a note of this for the entire show. Mike Holder, OSU Athletic Director, and then November 22nd, guys, the King arrives. Barry Such will be here again for the full hour. Those are some really good guests for us.
Tell you, to be able to do that in our first year in doing this, I think it speaks well for Tulsa, and it speaks well for those individuals wanting to be on this show. And we're excited about having them because they'll bring a lot of information that we need.
And looking ahead, we'll let you know you can submit your questions now, and we'll select questions to ask our guests, Mike Holder and Barry Switzer. Just you can send it to @OKSportsScene and tweet your question using the what's that thing?
Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag. Ask OKSportsScene. I'm not just texting. Hashtag OKSportsScene. Send us your questions. We'll select a question to be able to ask Mike Holder and Barry Switzer as well. Guys, been a good show.
Been a great show, and I really hope you get your Twitter tonight.
I do my Twitter thing going here. Hey, hope you enjoyed it with us. Oklahoma Sports Scene brought to you by Bricktown Brewery. Go celebrate Oktoberfest. Cheers.
We were trying to think of an impressive commercial to introduce new premium peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue. Science fiction is popular.
People of Earth, we bring you an out-of-this-world taste sensation, delicious new peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue.
But that didn't really work, so we'll just say this. Introducing premium peppered pork belly at Billy Sims Barbecue. The most tender cut of pork, slow smoked on site every day for a rich bacony kind of flavor. Only at Billy Sims Barbecue.
Chase is forcing the turnover in front of Champ.